All right. I want to welcome everybody to the council meeting for the Lakeview Town Council, November 9th, 2017. A little late getting started. It is 6:36. I have asked John Terry to have the invocation, and I will do the pledge of allegiance immediately after that.
Let us pray. Lord, we tonight just ask blessings on the folks in Texas, the families, the loved ones, everybody impacted by what's occurred. And Lord, we ask for some understanding to help not only them through this, but help us all through this type of tragedy, this type of senseless act. We know, Lord, there's somewhere in your plan that there's an answer to all this. There's reasons we may not see. But Lord, we ask that you start showing those folks out there, particularly the families and the loved ones of those gone, how this impacts them and how this impacts your kingdom. And Lord, watch over this city. Watch over the people here. And Lord, protect us from those type of senseless, violent acts that make no sense and make life not understandable. We know, Lord, that you've got the answers and the wisdom to solve and help us solve these issues. And Lord, we pray tonight for that wisdom. In your Son's name we pray, amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Tony Brady. Here. Vivian Dean. Here. Nancy Ray. Here. Brad Cook.
Here.
Jan Smith. Here. Paul Calhoun.
Here. All right, just to get us started tonight, everyone here is aware that a lawsuit has been filed with numerous defendants pertaining to the sewer. For that reason, no questions will be answered by this council tonight regarding anything related to the sewer. We will refer you to the lawsuit and those that represent us in the lawsuit. Approval of the consent agenda. We've all had an opportunity to review the items there and discuss any questions.
I'll make the motion to accept the consent agenda.
I second it.
Motion and second to approve the consent agenda. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Jan Smith.
Yes.
Tony Brady.
Yes.
Nancy Ray.
Yes.
Brad Cook.
Yes.
Vivian Dean.
Yes.
Paul Calhoun.
Yes, thank you. All right, we have 3 separate minutes to approve. Fine, here, I'll give the dates for you. We have a special workshop on October the 5th, 2017. We have a workshop from October 16th, 2017, and council meeting minutes from October 16th, 2017.
I'll make a motion to accept all minutes for the 3 separate meetings.
I second it.
We have a motion and second. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Jan Smith.
Yes.
Tony Brady.
Yes.
Nancy Ray.
Yes.
Brad Cook.
Yes.
Vivian Dean.
Yes.
Paul Calhoun.
Yes. We made some amendments to the agenda during the workshop. We added And item F, under number 6, department business for Ms. Rhonda to make a report. She'll be making that report in the workshop, in the council meeting as well. And then new business, we have item A to Gus Moon. If there are no other additions or corrections, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to accept the agenda with the 2 additions.
Second. Any other discussion? Roll call.
Jen Smith,
Yes.
Tony Grady,
Yes.
Nancy Ray,
Yes.
Brad Cook,
Yes.
Vivian Dean,
Yes.
Paul Cunnings.
Yes. Thank you. All right, department business, building inspector. Each of you got a copy of the list of inspections that Mr. Bullock did since our last meeting. Is there any discussion on those? Okay, thank you. Police Department, Chief Frederick.
Mr. Mayor and Council, for the month of October, we made 5 arrests on warrants. We were dispatched on 100 calls. Had 16 false alarm calls, 1 domestic violence. 8 incident offense reports were taken, drove 6,100.2 miles. Had 15 outside agency assists for 9 traffic citations.
Any questions?
It seems like an awful lot of false alarm calls. Is that pretty average, or was that
That's a little high.
just Halloween?
You wouldn't?
Was that Halloween? No, I guess it was the.
Could be, that was high for a month.
That includes when alarms go off, is that home alarms when they
Right.
go off and you get there? Okay.
Get over there, we search around the perimeter and everything's fine. It's false alarm.
On the question I have, Chief, do you have any conferences or anything coming up that you need to get the council's approval on?
We've got Chiefs Conference coming up, the end of February.
Okay, need to go ahead and get that information to us so we can get it pre-approved for you,
Yes, ma'am.
so you don't have any, you don't miss any deadlines or you can get any discounts for early registration. The other thing is, I know we got, the new police cars shouldn't have to have any service anytime soon, but the older cars, is there anything that you think is gonna have to be done? Is it time for oil changes, tire rotations, or anything like that that we need to?
Not that I'm aware of. I'll have to check mileage.
Okay. Well,
They just need to be.
just kind of keep in mind, I'd like to know in advance before the money's spent. I mean, it has to be done, but as long as we know it's coming up, it's helpful.
We're changing oil at every 5,000 miles now, step 3. For the newer oils, you can get more miles out of it.
Okay. All right.
Any other questions for the chief? Thank you.
Thank you.
In that vein, before I forget, it sort of pertains to the police department. You may remember last council meeting, we talked about Tuscaloosa County coming up to do a drug awareness program. We have some handbills here that you're welcome to come up after the council meeting and grab so that you can share the information with folks. It simply says at the top, Lakeview Community Meeting. It's got a picture of our badge and the county's sheriff's badge. Lakeview Community Event, Thursday, November 16, 2017, Lakeview Town Hall, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. The Tuscaloosa County Sheriff's Office will have some of their specialty units on display. Deputies assigned to those units will be there as well to talk about the units and answer any questions. Free hot dogs, drinks, and valuable information for those who are in attendance. I really expected more specific information about what's going on, so we will have to do a better job. This came from the county. The purpose of this is specifically to educate people about the dangers of drugs that we may not be aware are problems in our homes. Specifically, pain medications being taken out of grandparents or parents' medicine cabinets and taken to school. I know that's a big problem at Brookwood High School, that there are hand-to-hand transactions going on in the hallway with with medicines that are taken from homes. And warning signs, simple signs like aluminum foil with char marks that's on the back. You and I may not realize that could possibly indicate that someone is doing something that's unhealthy for them. So that's the type of thing that will be discussed here. I've been assured that it will be age appropriate for all age groups. So grab one and tell people about it. We will do some more advertising as we get closer to it as well. All right, moving along, court.
Started off with $28,284.91. We deposited $77,344.30. We withdrew $6,082.40. And we have a bottom balance of $29,546.74.
All is well with the court?
Yep. I had one of Cheryl's friends came down last week.
It was about 2 weeks
2
ago.
weeks ago from Hueytown. She's very knowledgeable in the MSG system, and she sat down with me all day, and we went through some stuff that either I wasn't trained on, or the person that trained me didn't know about. So I'm cleaning up a lot of stuff in that system. So,
Did you find some shortcuts?
oh yeah, found a lot of shortcuts with her help, and I appreciate her coming down, and I'd like to see her get, compensated for her time coming down here to do this, if y'all don't mind, because she put a lot of insight into me about some stuff. One thing was transfers to AOC. There was over 2,200 in there to be transferred that never got transferred. And now I have 20 pages to go through of ones that aired out that I've got to clean out to get them to done on. So, just to let y'all know.
We can visit on that.
Absolutely. Any other questions for Carol? Thank you.
Mhm.
Town clerk.
In the general fund, we started out with $338,228.39. Paid out and transferred $119,514.64, which includes $75,000 transferred to savings. Deposited $30,738.38, left us a balance with $249,452.13. In savings, beginning balance was $177,561.86. Deposited the $75,044.27. The $44.27 is interest. Left us a balance of $252,606.13.
Thank you. Cheryl, any questions for Cheryl? All right. Attorney John, you got anything?
No additional reports tonight, other than
Okay. Fantastic, thank you. Rhonda? I've asked Rhonda to give us a report on the status of the website project.
Is anybody the same? I'll do it again.
Well,
Yeah.
for the purpose of the citizens, we'll run through that again.
I gave this earlier. To date, we have scanned and reviewed over 4,500 pages of public documents. Those include original town documents, agendas, minutes, agreements, committee reports, annexations, lawsuits, news articles, planning and zoning books, sub-regs, existing forms for building, ADM requirements, and finance. Of those, approximately 2,300 pages are related to the Gus Board. We have created new forms to replace what the town had, and have created new forms which have been submitted, additional new forms which have been submitted to the mayor and council for review. Those include a new builder manual, a new homeowner manual, building permits, electrical, mechanical, and gas permits, septic tank application permit, sewer letter, subcontractor forms, swimming pool applications, burn and sign permits, blasting and land disturbance permits, plan review and zoning requests, builder affidavits, portable storage permits, schedules of fees, public records requests, business license forms, town hall rental form, sales and alcohol tax forms. And earlier, I forgot to mention that it also included the information that we submitted for the email, digital email transfer, email policy, and the social media policy. When those are returned to us, we will begin auditing the town's existing ordinances to match up with the new forms, and we'll be able to return accounting with what we find. The DNS settings for LakeviewAlabama.com were set yesterday, and of course, we're waiting for those to propagate to the server. When that's complete, we will set up the new email addresses. And those will be mayor at, clerk at, court clerk at, police chief at. We received updates to the calendar and this year's council minutes today. We should have those up soon. We are currently compiling a spreadsheet of community services, thanks to Gorman, with contact information for your schools, churches, medical facilities, and governmental agencies. When the forms have been approved and are up on the website, we will then begin work on the ADM requirements and that land disturbance permit. And of course, we're still waiting for bios and pictures. And if I'm down here again next month, I'll bring my camera. That concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, old and unfinished business brings us to the safe room.
I spoke to Eddie Culpepper and let him know at the last council meeting that was approved, and he was putting together the paperwork, and my understanding is that we don't have it yet, so I'll follow up with him and light fire under it.
2018 Severe Weather Preparedness Tax Holiday, Resolution 70-110917. A resolution declaring the Severe Weather Preparedness Tax Holiday. Whereas the state of Alabama has enacted legislation allowing municipalities within the state to participate in a severe weather preparedness tax holiday, and whereas the town of Lakeview believes that the participation in such a tax holiday will encourage the citizens of this city to make purchases that are free from taxes during the period, and thus enhance their ability to be prepared for emergency weather situations that may present themselves during the upcoming years, and finding that the welfare and best interests of the community is served by participating in this tax holiday. It is therefore resolved as follows. 1. The town of Lakeview hereby declares that between the dates of February 23rd and February 25th, 2018, shall be declared a severe weather preparedness tax holiday. 2. That all qualified purchases made in anticipation of preparing for severe weather shall be exempt from all municipal taxes and such other taxes as the Department of Revenue for the state of Alabama, as well as Tuscaloosa and/or Jefferson County, determine on and between said dates. 3. This resolution shall be forwarded to the Alabama Department of Revenue by the clerk of this city so as to notify them of the town's decision to participate in the severe weather preparedness tax holiday.
I'll make a motion to accept that resolution on first reading.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Jan Smith,
Yes.
Tony Brady,
Yes.
Nancy Ray,
Yes.
Brad Cook,
Yes.
Vivian Dean,
Yes.
Paul Calhoun.
Yes. Social media. Ordinance 141-101617. Ordinance of the Town of Lakeview, Alabama, establishing an electronic and digital media policy. Whereas it is in the best interest of the Town of Lakeview, Alabama, the town, to establish an electronic media policy in place for designated employees of the Town of Lakeview. Electronic media furnished by the Town of Lakeview, Alabama to its employees are town property and are intended to further the town's business. The town provides this technology to help you work faster and smarter. This policy is designed to help you understand the town's expectations for the use of those resources and to help you use the town's electronic, digital, and social media wisely. This policy does not replace but supplements policies relating to misuse of the town's resources, prohibition of harassment, prohibition of inappropriate communication, information and data security, and confidentiality. This policy applies 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, wherever you use or access the town's electronic and digital media. Now therefore be it resolved by the town of Lakeview, now therefore be it resolved by the town council of the town of Lakeview, Alabama as follows. 1, the council does hereby adopt the attached electronic and digital media policy. 2, each employee shall receive a copy of the policy to be placed in their employee handbook. I guess I need to read this entire policy now. No, very good.
I make a motion that we adopt this ordinance.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Jan Smith,
Yes.
Tony Gray,
Yes.
Nancy Ray,
Yes.
Brad Cook,
Yes.
Vivian Dean,
Yes.
Paul Calhoun.
Yes. All right, new business.
We got one more. On the
Did I miss it?
On the social media.
Social media.
Yeah, I did miss it. Bear with me. There we are. Everybody takes everybody at one time. Ordinance 142-101-617. Ordinance of the town of Lakeview, Alabama, establishing a social media policy. Whereas social media sites such as Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, LinkedIn, Instagram, Google, among other social media sites, collectively social media sites, are being used by a growing number of people as a way to receive up-to-the-moment information. And whereas the public seeks information about the community through social media sites, and social media sites provide a very informative way of relaying information about emergencies, local events, proposed resolutions, ordinances, and other information available. And whereas it is in the best interest of the community to have social media policy in place to allow designated employees of the town of Lakeview the ability to post information on social media sites and allow commentary from the community. And now, therefore, be it resolved by the town council of the town of Lakeview, Alabama as follows. 1, does hereby adopt the attached social media policy. 2, each employee shall receive a copy of the policy to be placed in their handbook.
I make a motion to accept that ordinance on first reading. Just let me take that one.
Second. Motion second, any discussion? Roll call, please.
Jan Smith,
Yes.
Tony Gray,
Yes.
Nancy Ray,
Yes.
Brad Cook,
Yes.
Vivian Dean,
Yes.
Paul Calhoun.
Yes. Thank you. All right, now we're down to new business. And the gust note.
I make a motion to give you the authority to enter into that note with the school.
A second.
There's a motion and second that I be granted authority to enter into this loan note with the Gust Board. Discussion. Roll call.
Jan Smith,
Yes.
Tony Gray,
Yes.
Nancy Ray,
I will abstain since it actually involves me.
Brad Cook,
Yes.
Vivian Dean,
Yes.
Paul Calhoun.
Yes. Motion carries. Reports of special committees. Planning and zoning.
Yes, planning commission will be meeting Tuesday, November the 28th at 7 o'clock instead of Monday.
Tuesday the 28th.
Yes,
Thank you. At 7.
right.
Before you go on, we need to add that request by Carol to new business for tonight, or does it need to be done next time?
Probably the quicker we act on that, the more likely it will be.
Yeah.
You don't know?
So we change the agenda.
If you let it out, if you want to make a motion to back up cover some of that up.
Yeah, I'd make a motion, we back up and cover reimbursement for Carol's training.
I'll second that.
What was the motion?
That we back up so that we can address the reimbursement for Carol's training, compensation for Carol's training. Roll call.
Jan
Yes.
Stand? Tony?
Yes.
Nancy Ray?
Yes.
Brad Cook? Vivian Dean?
Yes.
Paul Guthrie?
Yes. Someone want to motion, I don't want
Is
to be fair in this case.
is there a way that we could, since this person is not an employee, we don't want to have to get I-9s and all that stuff, and the person was not expecting payment, can we do an honorarium? Or a gift card or something like that? I'm not sure. Mr. Terry, is that something we can do?
Yeah, we could do it in that fashion, you know, to show our appreciation.
They've got gift cards here at Dollar General that you can get in any
of
amount
that?
you want for about $1.75. So.
And was she here all day?
Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
She got here, it was probably just a tad bit after 9 o'clock that morning. It was on Monday morning, and she stayed all the way to 5 o'clock.
Where did you come from?
City of Hewtown,
What is her name?
Rebecca Henderson.
Thank you.
What's-
We got to
what's
fix
your
an
desire?
amount on the gift card.
Yeah.
I like the gift card idea.
I think the gift card's the way to go.
I'll make a motion for $250.
That covered the day and the travel.
Maybe 300, because, I mean, I was just thinking of the $50 that we paid, for the meeting for 2.5 hours with the builder fella to do the forms. If you do it on that same case scenario, 50 was 2.5 hours, and she stayed here.
8 hours.
Yeah, that's a lot, Jan, I was thinking.
It is.
You know, I mean, she's not expecting, anything,
And then 250.
I was thinking more like 100.
No, let's thinking her 50 or 200.
I mean,
I'd go 200, I think that's a,
200.
that's a little bit slap in the face,
That was
$100.
more than 8 hours of hard work.
I'll make a motion for $200.
Will there, let me ask Carol, will there be any further training? She go. She's not in here. Carol.
If I need it, I can.
Just, oh, okay.
Not anticipated at this time, though.
None anticipated right now.
We have a motion that $200 gift card be purchased
Yes,
for her. Was there a second?
No?
I'll second that. Any other discussion?
You realize that this is precedent setting.
Well, you paid a man over here for 2.5 hours, $50.
Because he makes $50.
So how are you saying one's less knowledge than the other?
I'm not saying that, I'm saying that we have a contract arrangement with him for what we pay him. This person who came was not anticipating to get paid at all, and may have gotten paid from the place that she normally works, or she may have taken a vacation day, and we just don't know that. So,
So what do you think is more appropriate?
150. 100, do it 25 to 150.
Well, we've got a motion and a second for 200 on the floor, let's vote. If it doesn't go through, we can change the name. But we got a motion and a second on the floor, so we must vote.
Any other discussion?
I think it could be precedent setting, but I don't think, I mean, this is the only one we've had a situation like this year that I can think of.
Never been put down. They're concerning.
No, you know, it's
Well, with her knowledge and all that she trained, and Carol got benefit from it, and we will get benefit from it, the town will benefit from it. What is wrong with 200?
What about tax considerations and any of that kind of stuff?
Those are up to her.
I thought we just said you wanted it as a gift, on a gift card.
The thing is, where I work, we have to report anything in excess of $25. The thing is, since she's not an employee and we're not having to issue a 1099 or anything like that for less than $600, shouldn't be an issue.
Let's move forward. Roll call, please.
Jan Smith,
Yes.
Tony Brady,
No.
Nancy Ray,
No.
Brad Cook,
Yes.
Vivian Dean,
Yes.
Paul Calhoun.
Yes. Motion carried. All right. Where were we? We were at,
Budget and finance.
budget and finance, thank you. Budget and finance, is there a report?
We have not had any meetings since the budget was approved by the council. Our next meeting currently is scheduled for January 23rd unless otherwise necessary.
Thank you. Gus Board.
No, I don't have anything. For the simple reason of what you stated earlier.
Police Relations Committee.
We haven't had a meeting either. Everything's going well with the cars except what Eddie had talked about in the workshop. The wrong antennas were sent. The antennas are hopefully going to be delivered tomorrow so they can be installed to get the GPS up and running with the county.
Thank you. All right, public comment. As usual, just when recognized, simply stand up, tell us your name and your address, and then you'll have 2 minutes to say whatever is on your mind. Yes, ma'am.
The Gus Board most certainly had a meeting. I was not reported on.
Your name
Oh,
and
I'm
address.
sorry.
That's all right.
Melanie Kelly, 13281 Amelia Drive, Lakeview, Alabama.
Yes, Ms. Kelly.
The Gus Board most certainly had a meeting last week. And it's all over YouTube. Why was there no report on it?
Well, it also involved the litigation and the mayor,
You can still report on the
well,
meeting.
fine, we had a meeting. Everybody already.
You don't have to speak to me that way, Ms. Ray.
Well-
I will appreciate it if you will not speak to me that way. I'm a citizen and I'm entitled to ask a question.
Fine, we had a meeting.
Okay. I also, my other question is, will the loan documents be available for view by the city, the citizens?
It's public record, yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Kelly. Yes, ma'am.
Cheryl Ivy, 12673 Brown Way. Just a general statement about the Gus Board. You know, I come just about every month and addressed this group about sewer kinds of issues, and you know, back in August there was a lot of people here with a lot of concerns, and you were interviewed and said that the Gus Board wasn't getting the job done. Then there was a special committee put together to address sewer issues. Anyway, some of us went to the Gus Board meeting in Tuscaloosa, and there's no way, it's not ever open to make any comments during the course of that meeting. So I'm just wondering exactly where does a citizen on the sewer with issues that maybe aren't litigation but issues, where are you supposed to go with those things if there's no inlet for that information? You know, I think there's a lot of people that would like to share information along those lines or give information, but there's no two-way communication going on there. And then I just feel kind of stymied personally. So I wondered if somebody could make any kind of statement about how do you get the information and how can it be acted on?
John, do you have any input on how she might have a voice at this particular point in time?
I'm not the Gus Board attorney, so I don't attend their meetings, I don't know, but I would anticipate any public entity should have a forum wherein there's a portion of it, and it's got to be controlled. but a portion of it to accept comments or concerns from people who utilize the services that they oversee, one of which would be the sewer service. And so that would be the appropriate forum for those type things. And I think continuing to request that access or that right in those meetings, I think should go forward. But that would be the appropriate forum to address those issues because they have the ultimate, they have not total control, but they have the say-so and have those systems operating.
Certainly.
And it would be the entity that would have the ability to act on any concerns they heard.
Okay. So along those same lines, since it's sort of kind of underneath the Lakeview town header, and you post a meeting notice out here and maybe in some other places, wouldn't it be more feasible to hold those Gus board meetings possibly in this location in the town of Lakeview at a reasonable hour? There's no standardly posted meetings like you have like this meeting. I think it would be useful for most of the sewer people are right in this actual neighborhood, and there's a lot of them that would like to attend.
Whether I agree or disagree on that, we have, this panel has no control over what the Gus does as far as when they meet and how they meet. So,
except for possibly one member.
We hold the meetings and post the meetings as required by law. The meeting we had in Tuscaloosa involved our attorney. It is less expensive for the Gus board to go to the attorney than it is for the attorney to come up here. So we chose to meet in our attorney's office.
Well, I understand that particular meeting, but I think that might have come better under a different kind of meeting header. I think I'm more addressing a standard set meeting place and time for the general
If I can
public.
interrupt, you're turning this into a Gus board meeting?
yeah.
Well, not really. I'm almost done with my comments.
Your time is up.
Actually, the time's up, Ms. Ivy, 2 minutes, but if there is time, we might come back, time permitting. Yes, sir.
Bill Bean, Bill 21079 Jamie Drive. Back when the previous council, they had some issues also with that, and people went to the Attorney General's office and found out there is no state regulation of private sewers. And private sewers are pretty much able to do what they want. And until people in the state of Alabama can get the political will in Montgomery to put private sewers under the Public Service Commission, you're not going to be able to do anything.
Thank you, Mr. Kevin. Yes, ma'am.
Can I say something
Sure.
about this? Because
Stand
I
up.
read every document backwards and
Stand up, tell us who you are.
On the ground. And I don't live here, but I have commented about this. I have looked at the documents, I've read the documents. You guys told me in the very beginning that you wanted transparency. You wanted transparency in the documents, because the documents don't lie. And that's what we've been working hard for, is to get all of those documents together, make sure we have them all, and get them out there on the website so that people can view them. And I think that when that happens, with the permission of the Gus, we add a page, but there's no problem adding a page, but if that can happen, I think it's gonna answer a lot of questions, because the documents just don't lie. That's really all I have to say about it. That, y'all want transparency, and we're trying to help you with that, but it takes time.
Thank
A
you.
lot of documents are missing.
Tomorrow's good, go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
Tomorrow.
But I just, we're trying to get there.
Thank you. Anyone else? Anyone else at all? Please.
Like speaking probably that, I actually have a positive comment this time. There's a house, a new house being built on Jackson over on the Country Club side of the lake that, I have looked at, and they have done a good job with their soil erosion or their erosion control. But I just want to have something positive to say this time.
That's all.
I don't know where it was the actual builder himself that done it, or Bobby, or both, but kudos to both or one of them, either one.
Thank
And
you.
looking at Bobby Bullock's report of all the stuff that he does, that man is like kicking an anthill. I mean, he's all over the place.
Absolutely. Anybody else? Yes, sir.
George Movavi, Ginger Drive. I had a bunch of things I was gonna talk about tonight, but there's just a couple. Last meeting I was at, the council was really excited because is it DR Horton or DH Horton? What is it? DR Horton. They were gonna put new shrubs in front of your building here. That's really nice, but you're going to enter yourself into possibly a quid pro quo, because I don't know a lot of businesses that are willing to put money into something without expecting a return. That's kind of scary. They're in your pocket. You're in their pocket right now. You can stop and say, no, we like our shrubs, we're not going to deal with it. The other thing that was kind of funny is, don't know who you're going to loan the money to, but I know you're going to loan money, and I don't want to say who or why. But there was a comment, or the police chief at the, not last meeting, the meeting before, was asking for about $2,000, I think, to finish upgrading the 2 new police cruisers for computers and radars. At that point in time, a person on the council says, can we put the vehicles into operation without the computer and without the radar? That was almost like Mayberry RFD, Barney, here's your gun, keep your bullet in the pocket. You know, that to me, that was kind of silly. You know, we're going to spend, those cruisers probably cost what, 70 grand, 80 grand to be totally outfitted? But we can't spend our $2,000 to protect our officers. One last thing is, and it happened tonight, and it happened at a previous meeting. We were going to do a vote on an R1 to A1. One of the council members called for a vote. It was seconded to go for the vote. Halfway through the vote was pulled, and the lawyer failed to say anything. Tonight, during a vote, somebody asked for a vote. The vote was seconded, and halfway through, they want to stop the vote again, and the lawyer says, no, we cannot stop the vote.
Thank you.
You missed the time of the vote.
Thank you very much.
It's on the video, probably you're recording.
Is there anyone
I'm
else?
just,
Your time's up.
Thank you.
Thank you for your comments.
no problem.
Anybody else? All right, we'll go down to council input, and we'll start with Jan.
The first thing I want to say, thank y'all for coming. I really appreciate that. November the 16th is a very important day, from 6 to 8. And it is, just very proud that the sheriff's department is going to come up here in our town, in our community, because this all started as we have too many overdoses. We have people dying. And, you know, people want to say, oh, well, that so-and-so, he's just got a little problem. If you know your neighbor's grandson, child, daughter, whatever, has an issue, and invite them to come with you. You know, I'm not a social media guru, so if y'all do the Facebooky thing and all this other stuff, Twitter, whatever, and Snapchat and all that, put it out there that we have something. The more people that come to get educated, there may actually be somebody's life that's saved. If it's the neighbor that finally can talk to this young man that he's looked up to the neighbor all these years, but he's got in the wrong crowd, it honestly takes people opening their mouth and being concerned. Turning your back and just saying they're a bad kid or, oh, she's a bad girl, it's not going to fix anything. Anyway, I just really hope everybody will come out and invite somebody to come out, because our problem up here will never, and it's everywhere, but our problem in our community can only be fixed if the community wants to fix it and be positive with it, not just say, oh, it's a bad kid. So, we've all been a bad kid at one time or another. And I think most of us turned out pretty decent, but we decided to do that. And with some encouragement, hopefully we can get some of those, even adults that went the wrong way, to change. That's really all I want to say.
They're throwing free hot dogs and drinks, and
They're gonna bring a helicopter out here
it's
and,
gonna be neat.
Supposed to be drug dogs, helicopters, really some good educational tools, bring small children so they won't be scared of the police.
We're gonna try to get more people in the neighborhood watch at night too. I talked to Abernathy a couple weeks ago, he said he'd tickled to death. The more we can get, the better program we have.
anything else, Jen?
That's all tonight. Thank y'all for coming.
Tony?
Just on a personal note, in support of this sort of thing, I have been clean and sober for 26 years. And every time, if I can say 26 days, much less 26 years, I think when I stopped drinking 6 breweries and 11 bars when I was visiting. But, you know, I look at this sort of thing and I think to myself quite often, there, but for the grace of God. Headed down that road. So, very much support this and appreciate these folks doing it. And also, of course, we're getting into the months of November and December, holiday months, and hopefully folks will, you know, we've talked before about doing more things as a community, and how people will remember to invite their neighbors and reach out to other people. Hopefully we'll see more things come this year, and you know, I wouldn't mind just having a tree lighting and a Christmas parade. I'll get on my lawnmower and I'll come do the Christmas parade. And looking forward to the holidays, although I'm not quite ready to go with summer yet. I'm still fighting this. I want it to still be 80 degrees, but low, I believe the 60s are here. Thank y'all for coming.
Thank you, Tony. Nancy?
Everything.
Brad?
Had
Vivian?
There's something that's real heavy on my heart. I know that y'all don't think that this council should sit up here and do what we do, but until you walk in our shoes, be nice. We do our very best. And I know that y'all spread a lot of things on Nextdoor. That's not true. Like one thing, somebody posted that Leslyn Weathers was a council member. She is not. So y'all be sure you study everything that you post. And I am so sick and tired of y'all condemning us, because we do for y'all. It might not be what you want, but we do our very best. Y'all have a good holiday.
Thank you.
And let me add to that, under a lot of rules and regulations. A lot of rules and regulations. If you don't believe me, try to read the Constitution of the state of Alabama. It was written in 1901 and it has been amended over 700 times. And, you know, so there are a lot of rules. There's the code, in addition to the Constitution, there's code. So there's just a lot, and some people ask us, why can't you do this, why can't you do it yesterday? You know, we do have to follow the rules and regulations, and we're doing our best. Thank you, Vivian.
You're welcome.
Thank you both. Only thing I would add is, if you don't believe that we have an epidemic of drug abuse, the statistics were 11,000 people in the United States die of drug overdoses on a daily basis. That might be alcohol, prescription drugs, whatever the case is. And so many people have gotten addicted to prescription medications because the doctor's prescribing it, it's okay to take, and before they know it, it's out of hand. And as the government cracks down on prescriptions, people are turning to heroin and other things that are far more dangerous, perhaps, and certainly slipping further down that hole. It would amaze you to learn that maybe, perhaps, that you can go to the Quick Mart out here and get everything you need to make crystal meth at the Quick Mart. All you need is a 20-ounce Coke bottle, acetone, Sudafed, and a lithium battery. And you can make crystal meth in a bottle. You don't even have to cook it. People are blowing their hands off because they don't realize the reaction that's going to go inside that bottle. Half a stick of dynamite in their hand when they're cooking meth. Those are the kind of things that are going to be shared in a sensitive level so that we can get a handle on it. We're not going to fix health care until people get healthier. We're not going to get a handle on this drug epidemic until we start educating from the smallest age what can happen. Remember, council meeting December 14th. Court will be November 21st at 5 o'clock. That's next Tuesday. No, it's not next Tuesday, is it?
Following Tuesday.
The following Tuesday. I recommend everybody come down here and see what's going on in Lakeview, and you will see what's happening. Planning Commission on the 28th, not the 27th, at 7 o'clock, and that's all I've got. Thank everybody for coming, and it was a pretty quick meeting. I appreciate everybody's cooperation. Got a motion to adjourn. Thank you. Good night, everybody.
Congratulations.